During a crisis, there are so many unknowns. Will you still have a job? Will you have enough money to last through the crisis? There is so much unknown, but what are some things you can do now that is a sure bet? It's hard to see the forest through the trees sometimes, but I'm here today to try to convince you to keep your eyes on the prize, whatever that is. That dream house of yours, travel the world in style, financial independence, and retire early. Whatever it is all about making smart decisions now so that you will benefit in the future. It is especially important to make the best decision during a crisis. In this video, I want to talk about what the best way is to invest $1,000 during a time of crisis. Hi, my name is Angus Ho with Daddy Debt, a part of the Ash Management Group. I want to show how you can budget as a full-time engineer, make real estate investments, and live an exceptional family life as a dad. So come along with me in this journey of wealth. The first thing I would do with $1,000 is invest it. The number one thing I would tell people is to put their money into an investment. Everything during a crisis is on a discount. It is the best thing to do if you have $1,000. Invest in a blue chip company like Walmart, Microsoft, P&G. I would pick one with a larger dividend yield as well. As long as the company doesn't go bankrupt, your money will grow. It's a matter of patience and time. Other investments would be things like index funds, mutual funds, and ETFs. Personally, I have money in a science and technology ETF. It's such a nice one to have as this fund is always looking at the future. Try the S&P 500 index funds. Those funds will always rebound because the government won't let those companies fail. Another strategy is to dollar cost average your $1,000 into that fund so that you can buffer the volatility. No matter what you decide to do, invest it. It is part of the ASH method. Speaking of ASH, the second thing I would do is S, save. You can save the $1,000 in the safe savings account if you are absolutely strapped for money and using that money is imminent. Or if that money can be put away but you don't like the volatility, then put it in a GIC, a guaranteed investment certificate. The other thing you can do with the $1,000 is to pay off your debt. What are you waiting for? It's just accumulating interest. In my article of top 10 tips to paying down your debt faster, it is that day. Your rainy day is here. Don't continue to let that interest accumulate. Pay off that debt. The next thing I would do is to spend it on something that would last forever. One of the things that I learned about education is that knowledge is forever. You spend the 4 years now to get that education, and then you're set forever to invest however you like. Once your investment fails, or maybe hustling is not what you thought it would be, then you have something to fall back on. That is your degree. In my previous video about working from home as an engineer, I said to learn a new skill in C++ or HTML. Now that you have $1,000, maybe it's time to invest your money into self-improvement. Have you thought about upgrading yourself? For me, I really wanted to get that MBA. I'm still studying for that entrance exam right now, and sitting on that entrance exam isn't available during this crisis. Other things that I wanted to learn include AutoCAD and YouTube. The fourth thing I would invest in, and it could be a little dangerous, is to invest it in the item you always wanted, because it's on discount. Have you checked your dealership recently? Nissan is having a great promotion right now where you can get either $5,000 cash back or 0% financing for 84 months. Right now for myself, I haven't made any purchases yet because I'm still waiting for better deals. Another deal that just came is that Kia is offering the same as Nissan, and they are paying an additional 6 months of your financing. That is approximately $2,000. I'm not a huge car expert and I don't check those deals frequently, but I'm starting to see some second-hand cars being marked down an additional $2,000. I think it is the perfect time to buy a new car if you've been thinking about it. How about a new computer? I was a little disappointed at some of the deals for computers. I honestly don't think that the impact of the crisis would drop the sales, especially when everyone is working from home and everyone needs a computer. However, Dell does seem to have some deals going on. Is it time to invest in a new laptop so that you can be more productive? Have you thought about planning for a vacation maybe after the crisis is over? You worked hard and maybe now is the time to take a break and relax. There are so many deals to be had. You could get a very cheap round-trip flight between London and New York for only $600. It's pretty insane! What a deal! What about a cruise trip? Package that flight with a cruise because cruises are going 30% off right now. During this crisis, everything is so unheard of. It's time to book those vacations while the deals are still going on. The last thing I would invest in is to start a side hustle. I truly believe in these side hustles because I myself have started on some of these side hustles. Have you always thought about doing fill in the blank, whatever it is? It's time to get it started. Just make sure that you're smart about what you purchase and make small purchases before you sell it. One thing I started doing is blogging. You can read all about my blog. I'll leave a link in the description down below. I really wanted to start with a food and travel blog because I go on vacation almost every year. But I wanted to do a blog about finance because I am much more passionate about it. And as a reward, I can buy the food and the vacations that I want to. My wife is great at arts and crafts. Maybe that is something you're good at as well. Is your skill in knitting? Knitting is a great skill to have because not only can you make clothes for yourself, but you can knit something and sell it on Etsy or Amazon or Craigslist. Think about something you're good at and create it. Some ideas I can think of is something in tech. Maybe write a book or even create a planner. Cook something, maybe a frozen dinner or a barbecue sauce or even beef jerky. The last thing I contemplated doing was being a delivery driver with Skip the Dishes or a taxi driver with Uber. It was a quick way to make a few bucks while I'm bored during quarantine. And that was the only side hustle available that was in demand. This little side gig was also going to help me justify that new second car that I wanted to get. The requirement wasn't that high, but I decided that the amount of money I got paid didn't justify the work. Well, thanks for listening. Those are 5 things I would do if I had $1,000 to invest in. If you like to hear more budgeting, engineering, or real estate tips, please leave a comment for what you want to hear. Smash that like button, subscribe button, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I post new videos every week on Sundays. From the Ash Management Group, this is Daddy Dad saving you money.